Hey guys, Cam for 15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another My Hero Academia manga chapter review for you guys. As we are continuing on in the manga, and we actually still stay at the battle taking place by the hospital with Shoji and Spinner, which a lot of people I've seen on other people's reviews from last chapters, they did think it was really abrupt that we cut away from Deku versus Shigaraki to this. But hey, can't be mad at it because they're talking about discrimination and everything. So yeah, so this is My Hero Academia chapter 371 titled Together with Shoji. So Shoji continues on his statement leaving off from last chapter saying, tell me you at least have a plan, because if not, I'm not gonna let this stand. Now Spinner in the mod, we already know he's kind of losing his mind and he doesn't have any clue of what he's doing. Like he's even speaking like a mumbo jumbled mess. Like he's saying, ask if me have planned, what his problem. Boy hurt me. Pretty, right now his instincts are pretty much kicking in. Now, the other mutants who are creating this revolution or this rebellion goes on to say, check out that kid with all that nasty scars on him. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. We're still here to obtain our goal and everything. We're here to steal Kurogiri, and we're here to follow Spinner and everything. So, even after that speech Shoji gave, these mutants who are still rebelling for the atrocities committed by them, they're still like, yeah, that's a good story, kid. Don't give a fuck. We're still gonna freaking raid this thing and get Kurogiri back and follow Spinner. So, it's the thing of, okay, the guy can relate to you, but you're still choosing to do this. It's not going to help your case, your cause. And even Spinner, with his whole messed up mind and everything, and again, his eyes are whited out. His mind's just warped. His mind's just a mindless monster, and he's like, don't care. So yeah. And then pretty much, the other people are like, wait, don't care? What do you mean? What does he mean by that? And the thing is that that one spider-looking guy up top who's kind of been manipulating the situation goes on to say, yeah, he's saying history is written in blood, meaning such things are unavoidable. Now, he goes on to monologue in his head saying that stupid kid and Spinner too, they're making this a lot harder than it needs to be. Pretty much the guy says press onward, and Shoji tells Spinner like, dude, your decision is is about to set us mutants back 30 years. And pretty much Spinner's like, oh, shut up. Now we get a flashback to when All For One gave Spinner some quirks. Now All For One, we find out in this chapter, Spinner not only got one quirk, he got two quirks in this chapter. And altogether, with his mutant quirk, he's got 3 quirks. And it's funny because I watched another reviewer, I think it was Zinzolin, I think if you pronounce it, he actually made a good point, which could actually make a lot of sense. Because Spinner is the first character in My Hero Academia we have seen that has gotten 3 quirks. Yes, we have seen characters that have gotten multiple quirks. Like, for example, Lady Nagant, she had 2 quirks. But he made the point in his video that maybe if you get multiple quirks, if you're not a user of All For One or One For All, it can end up being, that power of all those quirks in your body can end up being too much for you, and you can end up potentially losing control of your body. Or control of yourself, and losing whatever sense or reason of yourself you may have, which that's actually a pretty good theory when you think about it. Pretty good theory. So yeah, so the first quirk is called body bulk, and everything, and then the next quirk he got was called scale mail, which will grant him Spinner power, defense, and a form befitting of a leader. And pretty much as he's doing this, he's pretty much unleashing the scale mail quirk, and it's just creating scales across his body and everything, just going around his body. And he's really just at this point become a mindless monster, which I think is what All For One really wanted Spinner to become. Now, that's the whole thing. Yeah, we know Spinner, he's close ties with Shigaraki. I guess we found out this chapter Shigaraki played League of Legends at one point when he was younger, so, okay, I never played League of Legends, but, alright, okay. And that's when the fight between Spinner and Shoji continues on. He fires out his sword. It actually cuts off some of Shoji's hands, and the thing is, Spinner's just saying, just keep moving. And he's smashing them and everything. Now, the spider-looking guy is like, brethren, observe our chosen rep. He shows us how oppressed and downtrodden must find the courage to strike back. We are martyrs for the revolution. Blood spilled today will lead to rights for future heteromorphs. And I'm just over. I'm like, I don't think that's the case. If anything, you're making it a lot worse. And we get another flashback where Shoji we get a flashback where Shoji tells the other class 1A students, and shows his face to them, shows his true face to them. Which that was always the question. Like, I think I even asked in the last chapter the fact, like, okay, did Shoji actually show off his true look to himself before this entire war arc started? And if that's the case, okay, cool, take it. He goes on to say, back in his own hometown, my parents didn't have arms like his, and they lived in an awful town. They all came for out in they came out in force for a blood cleansing when I touched somebody. Kota, Tokoyami, and the others grew up in cities, might have read in textbooks about areas of the country where children are made to bear scars like mine. So pretty much he says, this town was this perfect society of, like, there can be no mutants. If you look different than us, then we will freaking hurt you. Which is kind of fucked up because they'll even do it to kids, bro. Like, you know, it's really messed up stuff right there. And that's shit that happens in the real world. There is discrimination, you know, in this country, in the United States. There's discrimination in other countries around the world. Crazy things and stuff like that. So yeah, Mineta, he actually apologizes for calling Shoji at the start of the series like an octopus, pretty much. But you know, Shoji's like, nah, dude, it's all right. He goes on to say, but my scars in heteromorph form are bound to make people wonder. So I wear the mask, since I wouldn't want anyone thinking I'm out for revenge. And pretty much Tokoyami tells him, like, that takes a lot of strength for you to do that. And he goes to say, I've been through plenty of terrible times that I'll never forget. Rather than dwell on those bad memories, I'd rather cling to the single good one related to this body of mine. And he's referencing this moment where we see this little girl was, I guess, caught up in these very hectic waves, and Shoji actually saved her, and everything. And I'm guessing this girl accepted him for who he was. So yeah, not all of Class A, but some members embrace Class A and everything. So yeah, but anyways, we see it where Kota goes in, and he's doing the best he can. Shoji's having his fight, and pretty much Shoji screams out to Spinner saying that he was persecuted too, and no, the people who hurt us weren't justified, but there's got to be a better way. And obviously Spinner at this point, because his mind is completely lost, he's like, I don't care, I'm gonna destroy all of you. And Spinner replies by saying, think about how to make use of that rage. I know you can, because we all got scars that we carry. The spider guy goes on to say, were it easy to bury the hatchet, it wouldn't have come to this. Do you offer a feasible solution? No, only the pathetic cry of your ego. Our hearts are long since hardened by society, far too hard to be moved by such childish naivete. And pretty much Kota comes in with a flock of birds, like a group of them, and goes on to say, don't you dare mock Shoji. In the meantime, we also see that Kota's head is kind of split apart a bit, so we don't know if that's like the damage he suffered from the fight, or maybe he had a quirk awakening. Don't know. Gonna be interesting. And then the chapter ends off with Spinner seeing what Shoji looks like, and he's saying gross. And pretty much Shoji ends the chapter off by saying, yeah, this is who I am. So another solid chapter of My Hero Academia. Again, discussing this whole discrimination thing about heteromorphs and real society. Again, I said it a lot in my last week's manga chapter review, but again, that's a real life thing where discrimination happens today. It doesn't matter by the color of your skin. Discrimination does happen, and it happens in many countries. And you know, hopefully we get to a point in the world's history where discrimination isn't a thing anymore, and pretty much everybody is accepted for the color of their skin, and they're not judged for that or any differences they may have. But another solid chapter of My Hero Academia. There is no break going to next week. So good. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Catch you guys in the next video. Till then, guys. Oh, forgot to make a mention. I'm actually pretty glad that Shoji's gotten this big moment these last 2 chapters. Shoji again was one of the more weaker known, one of the more not one of the weaker characters, but more of the weaker known 1A characters that didn't get a lot of development. And to finally have him get this development and get this big moment was actually pretty good. You know, Koda getting another moment, again, another character that's a side character class 1A that doesn't really get a lot of moments. If anything, if I remember, he only got like one other big moment, but other than that, this is, I would say, a big moment for him. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how this whole conclusion ends. I wonder if we're gonna still stay here, or we're gonna cut somewhere else, or maybe back to Deku versus Shigaraki. Don't know. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's manga chapter of My Hero Academia, and look forward to next week. But till then, guys, leave that like, put in the comment section, hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Camp 15 content, especially if you want more My Hero content. And not only talk about the manga, I also am reviewing season 6 of MHA as well, with my co-host. This past video, my co-host wasn't on because he was in Mexico, but hey, he had his vacation he had to take on. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Till then, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your Sunday, or whenever you're checking out this video. Till then, guys, peace.